Greetings, metal community, and yeah, here is my death metal list for 2025. We are already in 2026, so yeah, a little bit late with the list, but I was planning on shooting it New Year's Eve, but I couldn't be arsed. I was in a bad mood for some reason, probably because I hate New Year's Eve as well as Christmas Eve, so yeah, whatever. I was thinking about putting in some thrash and maybe I'll make a top 25, but I will get back to the thrash albums in a later video. And also my album of the year is gonna be shown in a later video because it doesn't really fit in any of my lists. So it is metal, just relax. So just pounding away. Number 20 is Chainsword with chapter 12. And yeah, this Polish death metal band are paying a good homage to Bull Thrower. They are a little bit more brutal than Bull Thrower and a little bit, yeah, especially the vocals but also the music in general are just a heavier. But the first song here is very much a Bull Thrower tribute or whatever you want to call it. But I fucking love this band and they do it really good. And yeah, a lot of you guys know about Chainsword, but I just think they are doing it great. I don't know if this is regarded as a mini album or whatever, but I played the hell out of this album this year, so it deserved to be on the list regardless. Next one is kind of in the same genre. It's Gruesome. This is Death Worship, so human this time. Musically, I think this is a fantastic album and could easily have been in the top 10, but after kind of the third time I pulled it out, I wasn't that enthusiastic as I was in the beginning. When this came out and the first kind of 10 spins, it was a you know, certainly a top 10 for me, but dropped a little bit. It's not, I still enjoy the hell out of it. It's very well written and very well produced, and I think Chuck would be proud to have a band kind of imitating him as well as these guys are doing. So yeah, most of you guys have heard this album anyway, so it's just dropped a little bit for me during the fall, and that's mainly because there's been so much kick-ass music. So that was number 19, and then we have number 17. Unleashed with Fire Upon Your Lands. They have released a ton of albums, but for me this is one of their best in the last kind of half of their career. Really enjoy it. It's a little bit different than the previous ones. It's not as like unleashed as the last albums have been, or all the albums have been. Change up a little bit in the riffing style, and that has been working very well for them on this album, I feel. You know, there's a couple of like more necrophobic elements here as well, with the leads and stuff like that. And you know, he has a kick-ass vocal, and he sounds just as good as he did back in the 90s. So yeah, again, a band I don't need to talk much about, but yeah, that was 17, and then we're going down to 16. Or 17, actually, sorry, probably going to stop saying. Yeah, Paradise Lost, Ascension, really great, kind of more back to the Icon, Shades of God era of the band. Well written, a little bit too long, but still it doesn't drop in quality as some of the previous albums have been pretty damn good, but they have been like, one album has been like the second half have been very good and the first half has not been that good, but this album is overall way better than, or not way better, but better than the previous one, and therefore I have enjoyed it a lot, and it brings you back to the good old days. So yeah, again, an album everybody knows anyway. So then we have Phrenelith with Ashen Wound. Awesome artwork, and yeah, this is brutal, fantastic album. A little bit better produced this time than, or cleaner production on that. But this artwork kind of tells you everything. It is from the abyss, dark vocals, deep as fuck, and just quite a brutal album, and an album that I should have played more when I returned to it now in December, to kind of reacquainting myself with these albums. You know, I just ask myself why I haven't played this more, because it's better, and it might have been higher on the list if I had played it a little bit more. Another old band is Drawn and Quartered, and Lord of the Two Horns. Another kick-ass death metal album from a old, I wouldn't say overlooked band, but they have never kind of been praised as highly as I think they should have been. They're up there with Incantation, in my opinion, like overall in their discography. But yeah, the only thing that I can kind of put my finger on here is that the kick drums, when they play blast beats, are just one note, and you can't separate the beats on the kick drums, but it's kind of luckily not just double bass on it, but the riffs and the songs are awesome. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Drawn and Quarter ever, you should. Could be a good starting point, but I mean, in my opinion, they haven't done any mediocre album, and they are all great. And another well-known band, and seen this on some lists, but not as many as expected, is Innumerable Forms. I hate to say that word because my tongue twists every time. Pain of Effulgence, just doing what they have done always. Death and death doom. They have these death doom parts, and then they go into more faster death metal. Kind of a very cool mix of it. I do prefer the first album still, but this is more variated in. I thought the previous album was a little bit predictable when the kind of tempo changes came in, but this album is a little bit more kind of. It's not as as I said, predictable in the riff changes, but awesome production, and it's, you know, if you like death and death doom, you know, I'm sure you know this. Another death doom project is Onirophagus from Spain with the Revelations from the Void. Another kick-ass death doom album this year. 5 songs, of course, long songs. They also have these Spanish howling vocals, as I call them, same as Jade. They have this high, as I said, howling, combined with a very raspy or kind of throaty death metal vocals. He has a kind of a little bit drier tone in his voice than most of the death doom projects. He gives them a little bit different character than you know, everybody, but great songwriting and compositions, and I don't know, if you're into death doom and haven't heard this band, you should go and do so, because everything they do is pure quality. Then we are going to Canada, I think. Décryptal, really with the Simulacre or whatever. My French is perfect as always. Just more of the modern old school death metal, heavy. Have some, like, I wouldn't say they have these technical parts in it, but then they also have just brutal riffs going over the whole thing, and it's just a quality death metal album. One album that you can play over and over again. I never get tired of this, and normally when I pull out this album, I listen to it a couple of times, because it's kind of give you that head-nudging, orange-gripping death metal. So I've seen this on several lists, so I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with this band. There's a lot of bands in this same style, but I think Décryptal is one of the better ones to have done it this year at least. I might have missed out on a lot, but yeah, another one that I was kind of disappointed with, Ancient Death with the Ego Dissolution. First couple of spins or 5 spins with this album, it didn't click with me at all. I felt the album was unfinished or incomplete, especially side A. The songs are not. They could have played longer songs with the riffs they have. It seems like the riffs or the songs are not finished. It just stops. And side B is better because the songs are a little bit longer there, and it works way better. I have turned around, working with my stupid head a little bit, and it is a great album, and I really enjoy it more and more the more I play it now. Once it clicked with me, it kind of gradually. I wasn't even putting this in top 20 just a month ago. It wasn't in my top 20, but it suddenly just clicked with me. And as I said, if they had just been a little bit more patient with especially side A with the songs, and utilize the riffs that they have more, just use them more and play them a little bit more, this would be a fantastic album, and it would be easily top 10. I like the female kind of atmospheric voice that the bass player has added on here. It gives them a cool, different outlook, and it doesn't take away from anything. So, but I mean, well played, and it's just abundance of cool riffs, and when Blood Incantation, ruins their music with ambient stuff, it's nice to have this band doing in the similar vein. And as I said, I hope the next time that they just kind of compose the composition-wise, that they do a little bit more with the songs. I think that would do this band. If they had made a 45-minute long or just a 40-minute long album, it would be even better, I think. But yeah, a grower, as I said earlier on. Yeah, I think we're in top 10 now. Another album that I didn't listen to enough earlier on, but Teitanblood's new one from the Visceral Abyss is just a killer, brutal, dark, evil death metal album. Again, a little bit like Phrenelith, they are a little bit cleaner in the production, so the details are a little bit easier to pick up this time. I think that is a wise choice. Also love the kind of massive booklets that they have. That was upside down as well. That's evil. So yeah, with big lyrics for old men who can't read anymore. So yeah, I've seen this on some list, but I think this is a band that are often too brutal, maybe, or too dark for a lot of people. But for me, it works well, and the last song on this album is just a fantastic album ender. So yeah, go and check it out if you haven't. I really dig it. One album that was a positive surprise for me this year, and I played this a lot, and therefore it's my number 9. So and that's good old Benediction with Ravage of Empires. Just absolutely fantastic album. One of the best, probably the best after the third album. So yeah, Dave Ingram sounds awesome. Yeah, there's really not much to say. I don't know if you're into death metal and never heard of Benediction. I would be surprised, but it's one of the classics, and it's not always that the classics kind of manage to getting better at their old age. But for me, Benediction has really done it this time with this album. It's fucking awesome, and yeah, I've been kind of going into I feel that this has been a year that the old bands kind of have done a good job in death metal. Another old band, which I'm a big fan of, this is black and death metal, but it's hate with Bellvm Regiis. Yeah, big fan of this band as always. But this is one of their best albums ever. I think I play this a hell of a lot, and I can still put it on and enjoy it. And I don't know, I probably played this 30 plus times this year, and it's just as good always. And for those who don't know Hate, it's more in the style of Behemoth, but just doing it better, and consistently a high quality band. But this album is yeah, they really done it this time with this album. Kind of been one of these bands that they have never done a bad album, but the last couple of albums were a little bit more, I don't know, repetitive in a way. But this album is just a kick-ass album, and yeah, I would rank this high in their discography if I had ever done a discography of Hate. But one of the best Polish death metal bands out there. Then we have a death thrash album. Or very thrashy death metal album. It's Sijjin with Helljjin combat. Yeah, weird. I was quite disappointed when this came out. It was the production was a little bit weird, but it's recorded live in studio, so that makes sense, you know. I would love to have like 2 guitars here. That would lift this album slightly up, but yeah, these guys, or at least 2 of the guys, were in Necros Christos back in the days, and they the first Sijjin album was a death metal album, but this is way more thrashy. I still call it death thrash. It's not a pure thrash album, but it's just unique sounding, and that thing, I think that is one of the reasons why I liked it so much, because it stood out from the masses, really. And yeah, if you haven't heard this fantastic album, you should go and do so, and give it a couple of spins. As I said, it took me probably 5-6 spins before I kind of got my head around it. Then we're going to Finland, and this has been one of my favorite bands of the last years, and it kind of surprised me how good they are. And this is Sepulchral Curse with Crimson Moon Evocations. Yeah, kind of it's just so fucking good, this band. The previous album was one of my most played album that year, that came out 2 years ago or something. And this might even be better. It's not brutal death metal, but it's some death metal with brutality. It has a little bit to do with his typical, you know, Finnish deep vocals, but they managed to incorporate a more, almost like a Gothenburg elements into the songs here and there, which shouldn't really work, but it does. This band makes it work. Again, a band that's kind of separate them a little bit from all the other stuff, but I just think this album it rules, and again, one of my most played albums this year. And I mean, all these are really, but a fantastic album. If you haven't heard Sepulchral Curse, and there we go, go and check them out. Quality band. I think this is their 3rd full length, and they also have an EP, if I remember correctly. But man, how good, well produced, and you know, the balance in production is perfect. And we are going to Singapore when Incinerated. The title of the album is the Epitome of Transgression, as you can see there. This album is a little bit more kind of blackened. It has a little bit more blackened feel to them. Thought it was a lyric sheet, but I probably misplaced that. the first album was more like in a vein of old Morbid Angel and stuff like that. This is have evolved a lot, this band, and the songwriting here is very good. Long songs, and I must point out the bass and the drum work here is awesome as well. And yeah, I haven't seen anybody apart from Alan over at Alan Talks Metal talk about this album, and that's a damn shame, because this is a quality release. As I say, it's a little bit blackened atmosphere on this album, and they have some black metal passages. They also have longer passages where there is only music, which is very good because the riffs are awesome. And there is a riff on the first song here that is just fucking crushingly good, but they only play it twice, and you kind of why not play it more often? But I play this a lot, and I will continue playing a lot. The only downside with this is the first track on B, side B, is kind of a longer, 3-minute long song with nothing going on really. There's some guitar, I don't know what they're doing. I skip that song every time because the 4 other tracks are just fucking awesome. Go and check it out if you like a little bit more. The vocals have a little bit more of that echo, or kind of in a if you go into a empty music hall and the vocalist will scream, you get that kind of very airy vocals, not very deep, but it is death metal, but I would say it is with a good chunk of black metal atmosphere in it, and fucking love this album, and go and check it out. Especially the first song is just a masterpiece, and all the songs really apart from that. Yeah, opening on side B, but whatever. And we're going to Spain again, and talking about Spanish howling vocals, Jade. This is my number 4 this year on the death metal side. Mysteries of a Flowery Dream. Even better than the previous one. I was kind of worried that the kind of howling vocals would be a little bit the samey as the previous album, but they have kind of evolved that as well in terms of just making more variated. Also, the songwriting is it's just awesome. Atmospheric death metal, you could call it, a little bit kind of evil atmosphere to it. Awesome artwork as well. Kind of fits the music perfectly. But these guys are doing something different. They don't sound like anybody else. They sound like Jade, and I hope they continue in the path they are, because absolutely killer album. I think this was Simon's number 1 this year, and I'm sure you have heard of Jade, and I'm surprised that it hasn't been on higher on a lot of lists this year, but I don't know how easy it is to get. It is out on Pulverized Records, so it should be. I bought it, from the band, but now we are going to the masterpiece Evoken, number 3 this year. Mendacium. A little bit faster than the previous or ever, like faster parts, a little bit more variation in tempo here and there, and that's good, but it's heavy, it's crushing, it's brutal in its death doomy, funeral doomy way. An album you can play over and over again, and as Anthony said, I went for the CDs because I don't like to flip. 4-sided albums are boring to play. It would probably sound better, but this sounds fine. So I mean, if you never heard of Evoken, there's something wrong with you, but there is the name. I will link it up below as always. So yeah, it's getting better and better. It came a little bit late to my house, so maybe it would be on top if I had it longer. Number 2 is Rothadas with Töviskert, kísértés, ertese, lidet harang. That was really good. I must say so myself. You have to try it, but yeah, it's again Death Doom, fucking phenomenal, and this artwork is so damn good and kind of fits the music perfectly. I don't know what to say, and you have to, if you haven't listened to this masterpiece of a heavy, doomy, slow, and not suffocating death metal, but it is really just extremely well crafted. Slightly better production on this than the previous. The previous one was also high on my list. This is a band who do everything right. Sorry for the glary cover, but yeah, I mean, I think Jeff over Mendicant Media had it on his number 1, and I totally get it. It was, I mean, my top 5 could have been switched easily around from day to day, but my, you know, number 1 this year is from Costa Rica, Montreal, with Altar of Brutality. I just fucking love this album. Brutal. It's death metal with a lot of brutality in it, but the drummer is more of a thrashier style and brings a different dynamic to the songs than a normal death metal band in this kind of vein would have way more blast beats and kind of destroyed the album, but it's just so fucking crushing, you know, and the production is really good, especially the drum production, and when he hits those kind of, you know, flat pads or whatever you call it, it's just something you don't hear in this type of brutality. So yeah, fantastic drumming and fantastic songwriting, awesome vocals. Played this over and over again, and I will continue playing it all this year as well, because this album hit me like a ton of brick and stayed there. I mean, this was straight into my top 1 when I got it, and it has stayed there for the whole duration. And yeah, Montreal, Altar of Brutality, go and check it out if you want some yeah, death metal with a good chunk of brutality and exceptionally well thrashy drumming on it as well. You know, he blasts away, but it's kind of that gives the music just a perfect mix there. So yeah, that was my top 20 list for death metal. I think I will do like a thrash, heavy metal, whatever. As I said, my album of the year will be I'm gonna do a stream with Jeff over at Gas Mask and Hand Grenades and Saturday or whatever, wherever you live, and I will disclosure my number 1 for this year there. So but I will do it in a video later. So thanks as always for watching and subscribing, all that good shit, especially, you know, my black metal video were by far my most viewed video this year, so that was awesome. So once again, thanks and all, and have a fucking great new year.